I was actually trying to kind of trick YouTube and make it think that I was going live on my mobile device when I was indeed going live on a computer. So that's my fault. It's my fault. But yes, I'm joined here today by your boy Flying Rich. I am currently and a puppy and a fucking puppy. And my puppy's sleeping right now. So, and I am today. I'm wearing the Masp Industries shirt, hoping that Nebraska Girl is out there somewhere.
You're a mess, Paul?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I just got notification you're live.
Oh, good, because you're live too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's interesting though, because now, before when I was going live, it sent out notifications like right away, and there were like 25 people in here instantly, and now it's saying there's 3 people in here. So funny how that works. 3
Well,
minutes.
I think because you did 3 lives, and it probably doesn't want to spam them.
Run gun, just so you know, it would have been 3 minutes, and then it wouldn't let me go live. It literally grayed out the go live button. It was crazy. Anyway, so there's a few things we want to talk about tonight. Oh, I don't need this. I'm sorry. That's my apologies. Because I'm sitting here talking and I hear myself in my mic in my headphones. But anyway, so we recently went out to Goals, the GOA Goals event, and the Gun Owners of America held their first annual event. And welcome everyone. G23, Agorizer, Fat Gray Man, TMC. What's up, brother? Too many choices. Great to see you. Dang old Matt, Baptized in Fire, all you guys. Appreciate y'all coming in and hanging out. If I missed anybody, there we go. Not my name, Chanamemba, Rusty Shackleford, brother. Great to see you, Chanamemba. Run Gun Business, great to see you. TMC P38, what's up, brother? Good to see you. FGM, my guy. DB, what up? JC Nina, what up? All you guys, especially the channel members, I appreciate y'all, man. For real, thank you. 717, brother. 3rd time's the charm. I know, right? That's what I'm saying. Okay, so we recently went to the GOA Goals event. And when we went, I also want to say 717, great to see you in here. Gutta Cheese, my guy. Breaking news. My Gatling gun is ready to test fire. Officially.
Woohoo!
Figured out a trick to installing the BCGs. No way. That's what's up. Live life, brother. Great to see you. A bunch of channel members in here. Appreciate all y'all. Okay, so back it up again. Sorry. So we recently went to the Goals event put on by GOA. This was their first annual event. Now, as we were at the event on, I think this was Sunday, I received a message from a credible source that it said there's an infiltrator amongst us. There was a trace reporter there, and I received a picture of this dirtbag sitting on the bench out front, and that he was there, he was faking the funk, he was pretending to be a gun dude, and he was walking around listening to breakouts, talking to people at GOA, and just, acting, like he was just one of the homies, but he wasn't. He was actually collecting evidence, or I would call it opinion, as to why we're all psychopaths. And so
I would say Oppo research.
yeah, yes. So you know all about it. You actually got to read through the article. I've not read through the article yet, but if you would, pseudo FUD, yes. Blue Curtain Burner, brother, what's up, man? Good to see you, Mike McClune, all the channel members. Appreciate you. So, Rich, if you would take a moment, introduce yourself, and then let's talk about the article.
So I'm Flying Rich. I have 2 YouTube channels, Flying Rich and Flying Rich Firearms. And Flying Rich Firearms has like over 16,000 subscribers right now. And you can find more info, contact info, whatever about me at flyingrich.com. And I am Dark's partner.
Yep. Life partner for Definition Knives, which is a
For
knife.
Definition Knives.
Yo, Goombeam, what's up, brother?
Mr. Beam.
I'll show it off. Why not? Why not? You know what? You know what? I'm feeling crazy, Rich. I'm feeling crazy.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You guys know that in the past, because we are launching definition knives, I showed off this knife, which is the
Yep, yep.
DK1, aka the dark one. It's got the blue hardware on it. D2
Doesn't have all the branding yet, but
does not have the branding yet. These were the samples that we got, right? And it's got the axis lock, axis style lock, which we're calling the roller lock, right? And it's actually
hmm
really great, super smooth. But sometimes, even though that's only literally the only knife from Definition Knives that has ever been seen
Yep.
publicly by, outside of me and Rich, this is the D2 tool steel blade version. We also have an 8CR13 MOV version, which is a little bit of a larger blade. This thing is super solid. Man, that thing is beautiful. Just looking in the video, it
hmm hmm
itself, it's beautiful. And because we know black is dope, but you know what's doper than black?
Carbon fiber.
OD green.
Green.
OD green. Hey, I'm just saying, but we can't be running around showing all this stuff because they're not launched yet, and we don't want to jump too far ahead of the gun. Plus, I'm going to be deleting this live stream anyway, so, you know.
Uh-huh.
And I guess since we're talking about it, do you want me to show the co-pilot? Should I show the co-pilot?
Sure, you can show the co-pilot since we're
Okay.
deleting the stream.
So this is Rich's knife, which is super special because not only is this a D2 tool steel knife as well, but this also has the gorgeous blue hardware. The blue hardware came out great. It even has like a little bit of a purple hue to it, but it has carbon fiber scales and it's a super solid knife. And swoop, it's just got this super, like, buttery smooth blade, man. This is the co-pilot, and all of these knives don't have the branding yet. These are the samples that we got. And man, I don't know, I'm super super proud of them. What do you think, Rich?
Oh yeah, yeah, very excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got some tweaks. They showed us some sampling of the branding, and we got some tweaks to do on that. And we're going to be ready to deploy.
Yeah. And
It's still some lead time, so we're getting there.
yeah, mid September is likely going to be like for real launch time. Like,
For real.
yeah, like knives in hand launch time. Slim223, what's up, brother? Good to see you. JC Neener. Dark, to those definition knives, are they PWEDC certified? Absolutely. We actually had some tests run um, using some PWEDC volunteers. These are a little bit thicker. I wouldn't personally PWEDC the journalists. You could PWEDC the co-pilot. It's a little bit smaller. It's a little pokey. But you can get away with it. Man, these things are crazy smooth, and it just feels so good in the hand. It feels so right. And this is coming from a dude that usually carries knives like this, like massive, gigantic folders, but there's just something so special about these blades. I'll shut up. Anyway, P38 Wilbur, great to see you, bro. Senor Bob, great to see you. Is this the
Uh,
pre-release giveaway? Yeah.
uh-huh.
Sorry, so go ahead,
So
Rick.
I almost went to Costco to reenact the lunch I had with P38 Wilbur, but it was closed.
Was indeed closed.
No, I was getting gas, so the I was right at closing. So I went to the co-ed Bible study tonight at church,
Co-ed, huh?
and we're doing Romans, so Romans 12 tonight.
Romans is it will have you looking inward.
Mm. Mm. Yes.
I just wanted an opportunity to say N-word.
Hmm.
Never say the N-word.
N-word. Oh.
Yeah, sorry. So okay, so there was, and that's awesome.
What is a 500 tooth dinosaur?
You know, I can't. Run Gun got it. He said N-word. You know what? I can't recall. I was actually joking. So all jokes aside, the Book of Romans truly is a book that will have you reflecting and looking inside yourself. Not PWEDC. It's man, this is all so blasphemous. I'm sorry. Anyway, um, Rich. So there was a trace journalist there at the GOA Goals event, and this dirtbag was pretending to be just a normal gun dude, and he was rolling
Yeah.
around. You know,
I can't get to the Trace website.
really.
Yeah. Can you? Because it's thetrace.com.
I actually can't because I'm on a device that is literally physically on top of my computer right now.
Ah.
Is it what? Can you not pull up the site, or is it just that
Yeah, it just keeps spinning, spinning, spinning.
all the crazy traffic that they've generated from this?
Well,
You know.
it's like their whole homepage was that story.
Mhm.
So,
See, they thought that people were going to be like, "Oh man, like these gun nuts put on this gun event."
believe in. Oh, here it's up. It's up now. All right.
Okay, cool. DB Cooper, what's up, brother? Good to see you.
Oh, so the title, I didn't notice this until now. So, support journalism that shines on a light on gun violence. Oh, support journalism that shines a light on gun violence. Dark, was there gun violence at the GOA event?
That's an important question because typically what you hear is that like if you purchase a firearm, it's more likely that that firearm would then be used on you or taken from you or stolen from you or used in a crime, and that's mostly bullshit. Of course, I'm speaking lightly here. We're talking about an event with thousands of people and over 200 vendors with firearms all over the place. Not only that, for the thousands of people that were there, this was an event hall that you are not allowed to carry a firearm in. Well, the GOA said, hey, if we're letting our people come in, then they are going to be allowed to carry firearms in there. So they literally had them change their own standards on allowing weapons, they call them, which we call them tools, their firearms, inside of their event hall. And because of that, everyone that came in, they had to change their literal rules, which I just think it's beautiful. Like when GOA says they are no compromise, they absolutely mean it.
I don't know if I can tell the story, but they could have had somebody very special speak there, but because
They,
of no compromise, they weren't able to.
they could have had two very special people speaking there, but because they would not compromise on things, I guess we probably shouldn't talk about that, but they
Yeah,
could have.
I don't know if that's a public thing.
No, no, it's definitely not. But they could have had like um
And JC Diener, don't forget the Costco cheese along with the Costco eggs.
it would have made NAGR scooping up Kyle Rittenhouse. It would have made that look like a play school song. If they did this, it would have changed the future of their company forever. And they chose
Mm,
to allow their seriously, in my
yeah,
opinion,
yeah,
change their company.
yes, yeah.
And they chose to allow their people to carry firearms for self-preservation. But through all this, to go back to Rich's original question, there was no violence that had occurred. There was not one accidental discharge, not one negligent,
Uh,
not
I
one.
mean, we at the range day. Yeah, no, nothing there either. Shooting machine guns. Yeah, you got hundreds of people shooting frickin' machine guns.
Yeah.
I seriously. So I talked to Crumpy. I said, "Hey, I want to bring this guy on John Crump Live. I want to invite him on." I didn't realize it. It seems like the only thing that Trace does is anti-gun stuff.
Yeah.
It's only anti-gun stuff.
That's why when he said there's a trace reporter outside, I was like what? And I was about to go outside, and I was literally going to turn my phone on and run up on him and be like, "Yo, what are you doing? Why do you hate us so much? Why are you trying to encroach on our natural rights?" Like I just, but I opted to spend my time doing other stuff because you know how crazy it was inside there.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. GOA life member, nice. That's what's up, Run Gun.
I got to be a GOA Life member, so I get into that GOA Life member lounge.
So I'm actually not a GOA life member.
You're one above that.
I don't know if it's technically above it, but it's whatever the VIP member is, where instead of paying for a life membership, you pay $30 a month every month, no matter what. It always go. And currently, I'm paying to be a member of the GOA, to be a member of the Second Amendment Foundation, and the Firearms Policy Coalition, and I'm a member of all of them. I am not a member of NAGR. I am not a member of other organizations. I'm a member of those three because those are the ones that actually do things.
You're not an agger?
I am not a NAGR member.
Is that with a hard R, like Ruger?
I actually find myself having a really difficult time saying it because whoever thought of that, whoever was like, I have an idea. Let's be the National Association of Gun Rights. It was like, you did not think that through, right? Thank God they weren't the.
How are all you N words out there?
Yeah, right. Like, dude. Okay, so let's back it up. So, Dirtbag with the trace was there, and you know what? Let me say this first, okay? I think it's crazy that if there was an event taking place and it was like a alternative lifestyle of things that I don't agree with or think are wholesome, and a whatever, something like that. Let's just stick with that for the purpose of being somewhat neutral. Let's just say there was a huge event with thousands of people promoting an alternative lifestyle that I don't agree with. Rich, if that event was occurring in your city, what would you do?
Not go anywhere near it.
Just not go, right? Like it's I would just not go, right? But instead, it's like not only am I from their perspective, not only am I going to go, hey, Safety Haba, Sandwich Chef, Vanessa Kitty, good to see you guys, Dirtfoot Racing. Not
Well,
only am I going to go, I'm going to go undercover. I'm going to pretend to be a gun guy,
fudge packer.
and I'm going to write a huge hit piece against the GOA and say stupid things like high-powered rifle scopes, um, to make things seem more dangerous than they actually are.
Oh, dude, it said I'm reading Will Van Sant. Is that the guy or is it some other guy?
Fat Gray Man, good night, brother. Say it again.
So was the guy Will Van Sant? Because that's who the article is credited to. Doesn't look like the photo of the guy we saw.
You know what? I don't know.
Unless this guy is like got his picture from 20 years ago.
It's also
Uh,
a possibility that the person that was undercover is not the person that wrote the piece.
okay, so it says he was part of the investigative reporting team at Newsday. Actually, my dad worked at Newsday.
Oh wow. P38 says here in ATL the alternative events are 24/7, 3.
Nah.
So they're just like balls deep trying to change the culture. Sorry, I keep cutting you off. Go ahead.
Yep, yep, yep. Yeah, no, I I was just looking at this guy's credentials. I guess I could email him.
I would love to get him on the show and have
Yeah.
me, you, and Crump have a conversation with him and have it
Oh
be
yeah.
respectful. But can we
Yes.
do some of it?
Yeah, sure. Let's see. So I got to go back to this tab here. Gun Owners of America, self-styled No Compromise Gun Group, held its first ever summit in Knoxville. It was an amalgam of pro-gun absolutism, religiosity, because they prayed, and commerce, and a campaign to stop for Trump. A campaign stop for Trump. Okay. And, and then, of course, the editor's note. This story contains derogatory language that some readers may find offensive because what is it? Dana Loesch says a double squiggly lines. I think somewhere like kiss my a double squiggly lines.
Wow. Yeah, you
Mm.
certainly say the S word.
Hmm. On the morning of August 17th, Donald Trump appeared on a large screen in the Knoxville Convention Center's Grand Ballroom as the first ever Gun Owners Advocacy and Leadership Summit got underway. We're now running against the most radical gun grabber that has ever been nominated for President of the United States, Trump warned. Kamala Harris has supported gun confiscation schemes throughout her career, and she does it constantly. That's really putting her right up alongside some of the most dangerous dictators anywhere in history. Trump then delivered a message repeated often at the 2 day event. The one thing with gun owners, and I don't know why, maybe they just have a certain way about them. Maybe they are rebellious, but they don't vote. They got to get out the vote, he said. If the gun owners of this country voted just a small percentage of them, we would have a victory like you've never seen. Uh, so Jared Guns Gadgets has been pointing that out, and I thought about it afterwards. That I don't know if GOA did something and I didn't see it about getting people to register to vote. Typically you have to do that locally, so I don't know if other than people in Tennessee that were there, that they could have registered other people to vote.
Yeah.
Anyhow, Trump's appeal and the summit itself underscore the increased clout of Gun Owners of America. The group behind the event, founded in 1976, GOA has always billed itself as a more extreme. I never thought of GOA as extreme in any way.
The
Have
only,
you?
the only way they're extreme is that they are truly no compromise, meaning that they truly believe that your
The
rights
text of the Second Amendment?
yeah, I mean, exactly. They believe in the Bill of Rights. They
Them
believe,
damn extremists.
damn extremists, they believe
Damn
that
them.
rights are given to you by God, and those God given rights, those natural rights, are supposed to be protected by the United States Constitution and protected by the Constitution of your state. And the only job of the federal government is to ensure that those rights are not encroached on. But obviously, that's not the world that we're living in. That's the world we're supposed to live in. But please continue.
So, as a more extreme, no compromise alternative to the National Rifle Association, it opposes all firearms restrictions, wants the Bureau of ATF-E abolished, and believes its mission is rooted in the Christian Bible, as opposed to, dogs' Bibles. I don't know.
Yeah,
Since
I don't know.
2019,
But also,
when,
I'm sorry, I just want to add this
yeah,
real
yeah.
quick. This is so frustrating that here we are in 2024 and we are still sitting in this place where the NRA is the stapled like the
Well,
flag.
they've been, all right. So I'm a little annoyed at this because we, as consumers of media news, breathing air, get told oh, Russia, a country with the economy the size of the state of Texas is our number one rival in the world. It's like, eh, maybe not. I mean, they do have nearly an equal amount of nuclear weapons, but whether them damn rusty doors open or not, or whether they're hypersonics like the Kinzhal or their super secret stealth fighter actually work, which basically there's six of those airplanes flying, maybe.
It's
Um,
just Russia. It's the likelihood of Russia working with other nations that also hate us that could potentially be a problem.
so yeah, okay, but you're always told who to hate. Everybody works very hard at telling you who to hate. So all of the lefty nutnigs have been told to hate the NRA, the NRA, the NRA. Meanwhile, the NRA doesn't throw around money like George Soros. So
No,
I'm always impressed at how they're like, well, they're owned by the NRA. It's like, yeah, well,
Rich, you've used that word before. I just want to go back to it real quick. Uh,
I've been
lefty,
trying not to.
lefty nutnigs. I don't know if it's supposed to be like nutmeg or nut or whatever it is, but it probably doesn't sound. No matter how much we joke about like, NAGR and the National Institute of
Yeah,
Ghost.
I really need to like. I'm just.
I know
I
you.
don't know. I gotta ask my sister where that came from because
I know.
all I remember is growing up. If somebody was nutty, you that's
Yeah, I know that you don't mean anything by it, and I know that's why I'm saying it. That's why I'm saying it publicly.
unlike when they say rooted in the Christian Bible.
Yeah, yeah, which is absurd. Um, Yeah, because we all know that you cannot be a Christian and you cannot have conservative views, and you can.
Well, you're supposed to turn the other cheek. You're not supposed to shoot the mofo. I mean, otherwise,
Yeah, of course.
But
We're
that's not what the message actually is when
no,
people say that.
we're not supposed to be warriors of God, right? We're not supposed to stand up for what's right and what's righteous and be warriors of God. That
Or
would be
sell your cloak and buy a sword.
exactly. Yeah. All right, I'll shut up now. I promise.
2019 revelations of misuse of NRA funds. GOA, an array of smaller organizations moved to fill the void, spending more on lobbying and wading deeper into electoral politics. And yay us.
Yeah.
A member of both groups who had driven to the summit from North Carolina said, while the NRA remains bigger and more varied in its programs, the GOA is a far more important organization because of its hard line. Once you start compromising a right, it stops being a right.
Yep.
The GOA is on point, far more on point than the NRA. Some speakers made digs at the NRA, including the group's former spokesperson, Dana Loesch, who drew cheers with reference to the controversial spending habits of former NRA leadership. There are organizations that worry about wardrobe and makeup more than lobbying for your rights in Washington, D.C., Loesch said to an audience. If they have a problem with what I just said, they can email me at kissmyadoublestakes.com.
Hey, let me just say this real quick. Callie Prepper, my guy, thank you so much. Became a Kim Light battalion member. Thank
Oh,
you.
cool.
Appreciate you. Callie Prepper, brother, thank you. Also, Ron Wayne, shout out to you in the chat, brother. Thank you for coming in and hanging out. And also, just a quick little shout out to you guys. I know some of you guys are into like lock picking and stuff like that. Just know that with a comb, you can literally just ready. Okay.
Oh, did you even do anything?
Yeah, literally, yes. Okay. Look, all right, and then we'll get back to this. But look,
I think I have some of those locks. Is
this
that a
is
master?
this is a real. This one's a Brinks lock. Okay.
Brinks.
I have a set of combs. Okay, I'm literally just putting it in here, Okay, feel for the pins. It is like
All right.
having a master key for nearly any padlock. You just need the right size. And honestly, for real, let me use a different size. All right, let's try this one.
Oh man.
Okay, let's try this one. Oh, this one's the thick one. I don't think I can get this one.
Okay.
I have to finagle it. Hold on.
I don't want to admit to having the safe, but there's a safe you can buy that's a digital keypad safe that if you slide a magnet across the face a certain way in a certain spot, it'll open.
Oh, got it, with a thick one that can barely turn. Let's see if I can do
Dude,
it. There's a couple.
I'm betting if you hit it with a hammer sideways, it'll open.
Yeah, probably. All right, let's say this one is too small. I'm not going to be able to.
Let's just put it this way: all locks can be picked.
Yes. Oh, dude, I'm on it. There's only one pin I'm not getting. Now, I've done this a few times. Okay, so, you know, there. That's the other one. So I can pick this with 3 of the combs, which is crazy. And that's like I think like a $30 lock, $20 lock, something like that. So, these are important to have if you're in the life of preparedness. That's important to have. Also, the Silcock keys. I had one sitting here. I don't know, but there is no lock that is impenetrable, and the combs are just one key. So sorry, I just wanted to throw that out there because they were literally sitting right in front of me. So you know what? Maybe we should be able to buy combs from DLD hardware. Maybe that could be something I could start doing on the side. Oh, maybe we could print combs because I can 3D print handcuff keys. So why not 3D print combs? I'm willing to bet that there is a way to get a comb like this.
I don't know.
It would be tough to do because of the thickness. Oh, that's backwards. All right, let's put it back in there. Do a little wiggle. Ready? Boop. Look at that. That's crazy. All right, sorry. I totally am just distracting everyone.
So let's see. I don't know where I dropped off, but the summit was an amalgam of pro gun absolutism, religiosity, and commerce. GOA Senior Vice President Eric Pratt ended one prayer session by thanking the Lord and Brownells, a firearms company and the event's primary sponsor. Many panelists were so called gun influencers, social media personalities who get firearms industry cash to produce content geared towards gun enthusiasts. Um, how much cash have you gotten from the gun industry?
Uh, I don't.
You having trouble counting at all?
I don't think any actually.
Hmm.
I mean, technically, I've probably gotten like $50 over the entire life of my channel from like affiliates like PSA and Brownells, but that's like accidental. Not
So I mean, look,
much.
Anderson sent me a front line.
Oh, that's
You know,
true.
they
Yep, gun companies do send us guns.
but not money.
I do have a wall full of guns, which by the way, I purchased every single one of those myself.
Yeah, so legit I've done T&Es with companies before, but the only gun I got free was the Anderson Frontline.
Yeah.
So one influencer, Johnny B, kicked off the summit with an event called Spicy Friday. They hate you and they hate America. And And Johnny B said that over and over and over again, and they do. They absolutely do.
Then they do. Yeah. They
Uh,
America, and this is why our government, in lockstep with Alphabet, Google, YouTube, they have done such a great job at telling both sides, the right and the left. There are more that, outside of the political spectrum other than just these two. There's way more. But the right and the left, the red and the blue, the, whatever, that's like, they have done such a great job of communicating to each side that the opposing belief, the people with opposing beliefs, hate the country and they hate you. So people on the left think that people with, opposing thoughts hate them and hate the country as it is. And then people on the right think that people with opposing thoughts hate them and hate the country. And it's interesting. Why would the government not
if
want you to just look up and be like, "Oh, I shouldn't hate you. I should hate the string pullers that are doing this." I'm just saying.
if believing in this and wanting this to be enacted as true to the words written on the pages makes me a radical, I'm as radical as they come.
Simply radical.
Other
Cal,
than the
Bill,
16th
and
Amendment.
Anderson. We appreciate, man.
Oh,
Anderson,
hey,
man,
Kyle.
you guys have done an awesome job. The Frontline series is incredible. I got to say, it's been a long time since I picked up an AR and was like, I'm impressed. I'm impressed, and could afford it. you know, because
Uh,
like, dude,
unlike the Gisley,
what's that?
unlike the Gisley.
Well, I mean, I technically could afford the Super Duty at that time, but but I'm not running around grabbing Super Duties left and right. But dude, for that price,
Mhm,
shit.
mhm.
Mountain PLA, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Jake Berry, Kyle, Christy, good to see you as well.
Oh, we got Christy?
Yep. Ron Wayne,
I didn't
good to see
see the name.
you. You're doing
Hey,
well.
Ron.
So Anderson rocks. They do rock. I also, even though I know Kyle is gonna say, "Yo, it's on the way." Um, I have an 11.5-inch Anderson Frontline AR headed my way, and I'm gonna run it through its paces. I'm gonna run the shit out of it, and I'm gonna see how it does. I have a feeling that it's gonna do really well. But also, at some point, because I've kind of become the Glock guy, I would really, really, really like to get my hands on one of their Glock style,
Oh, the Kiger.
the Kiger. Yeah, the Kiger.
Yes. Yeah.
That, I mean, it would be dope to be able to run that thing. So similar to like what I did with the Shadow Systems, take it out of the box, no cleaning, no maintenance, no nothing,
Mhm, mhm.
and just run it and see how long it goes without needing a cleaning or needing or having malfunctions or whatever. Damien Christ, my brother, great to see you. He says,
Damien.
"Duty, yes, you do."
Oh,
Yes.
dude, I gotta say, anytime I've ever only bought one of a firearm when I could have bought two, I've regretted it. And the Super Duty, I definitely regret. Also, you got that deal on the XR 920, and I
Yeah.
kind of dragged my feet on it. I don't know if that deal's ever coming back again.
I mean, dude, let's be real. You didn't even really drag your feet on it. Like, I sent it to you in the evening, and
And it
like
was gone.
at nighttime, you were like, "All right, I'm gonna do it," and gone.
It was
But
gone.
that is $1,000 handgun. Oh, look who just went live. That is $1,000 handgun for, at that time it was $499. Like,
499.
Angry Sarge was like, "Dude, I don't want to make
You
you feel
you know
bad."
what it is? I just bought like 3 or 4 firearms from PSA that were I bought a $1,500 AUG. I bought like $1,000
That's right.
AP5. I bought the Scorpion, the CZ
That's
Scorpion.
right. Yeah, you dumped a buttload of
So
money.
I just like I'm like, oh,
You were like, "Ah,
no.
do it just for another 9 millimeter. It's no big
Right,
deal.
right, right.
But it's special. It's a special gun. And I will say, when I was at Goals and I went to the Shadow Systems booth, I got to meet the dude. I need to actually bring the challenge coin here.
You weren't
But
supposed to talk about that.
oh yeah, whoops.
He's
Shadow
like, this is the
Systems,
last one that exists on the planet. There will never be another.
he
Don't
literally
tell anyone.
put it
He
like he
palmed it.
under his thumb and like shook my hand like this and was like, "This is the last one. Don't tell any." He probably told that to everyone, you
He
know.
probably told that everybody. And
Yeah,
just the tip, and you're the first. Yes,
yeah,
all that.
yeah, yeah. This is the first time I've done this, you know. Uh,
Wait, wait, hold on. There's. I gotta show this. You
oh,
know where I'm going.
I probably wouldn't show it. I would just let the joke settle and but
Wait, are you saying I should just like once do the joke and leave it? Is that what you're saying?
that's what I would do. Black Diamond Guns and Gear, yo, shout out to you. Shout out to
Josh!
hell yeah. Bear
Big
Creek.
Josh, I spent so little time with Big Josh. I'm very disappointed in myself.
I got to spend a little bit of time with him. I wish I was able to spend more time with him, but if you guys don't know, you got to go check out fattack.com. Fat Tack is dropping some super, super dope fire and lots of great, I mean, I can't even like start to
Here
drop
it
the
is.
stuff that they have on there for, especially for bigger dudes, but it's
Uh,
for anyone.
what just happened? Wait, wait, wait. Uh, so the text reads like, what? I forget what it says.
I don't usually do this. It's my first time. As she swallows the whole thing. Yeah, and that is exactly why we just leave the joke back there. But yeah, so the Shadow Systems is an excellent gun. But the reason that I wanted to do kind of the testing with that one is because $1,000 Glock style handgun, when people can go get a dagger or another, you
Mm,
know, another gun for, three, or even an OEM Glock for $500, something like that, or a Kiger 9C, or there's all sorts of different options. I wanted to know, was the $1,000 Shadow Systems XR920 worth it? And that's why I was like, okay, let's do this. And yeah, so that's kind of where my head was at. Now, right now, I'm about to post a video that I've edited. I got it all ready. Yes, I'm dropping another hard video upload. I know it's crazy.
oh, is this the booth visit?
Not the booth visit. I already dropped the booth visit.
Oh,
That's
okay.
that's been dropped. This is a Shadow Systems XR920 like update video. I got it
Oh,
up to 1,380 rounds or something like that, and I'm just kind of doing a little, showing some range time, and just me and the boys doing some old shenanigan stuff at the shooting range. But we'll see. I've also heard that one of the guys at Shadow Systems bought an XR920, didn't clean it, ran it for 7,000 rounds, and was just like, "I don't want to do this anymore." So he cleaned it, and it's like, if it can hit 7,000 rounds with no malfunctions, all right, I'm good with that. But everything else is all preference. Like, okay, so if both the Glock and the Shadow Systems can run 5 to 7,000 rounds, no cleaning, no maintenance, no oil, no nothing, right? Then the difference of, twice as much is all going to be about preference. Do you prefer the grip of an OEM Glock? Do you prefer the grip of the Shadow Systems? Do you prefer, the lighter slide, the different guts, the whatever? Personally, I think the mounting system, the red dot mounting system of the Shadow Systems is insane. They were extremely creative with that solution. I give it to them. Black Diamond Guns Gear, I wanted to be that busy, just didn't think it would actually happen. Yeah, dude, y'all were killing it. Dude, the Fat Tech booth, bro, it was like 13 feet tall. It was insane. You guys
Hmm.
did a good job with that.
Oh
And
yeah.
it was funny. So he came up to me and he was like, dude, we got this armor from Prime Armor. Put it on. Like, you're going to love it. Right. So I throw it on, put it on, and I'm like, man, that's light. That's comfortable. And he's like, yeah, you like it? It's light. It's comfortable. Those are level fours. And I was like, oh, I just assumed they were level threes. He's like, yeah, you still think they're light and comfortable? Yeah. Those are also 11 by 14s, not 10 by 12s. And I was like, dang, okay, like feels good. And they cover your more your vitals, especially if you're a bigger dude, right? 10 by 12s are like a bib on you. And I was like, you know what? So let me do a video. I want to show off the Prime Armor carrier that you can get at fattack.com. I want to show off the Prime Armor that you can get at fattack.com. So both of them, I started doing a little selfie thing. And then as I'm doing this whole video, the Prime Armor guy walks up to me. He's like, hey, do me a favor. Don't say the weight specifically. I know it's impressive, but like in a year, if the weight changes, if that like I'm like, okay, I'll redo it. So I'm like, damn it. I had like 10 seconds left, but I had to redo it. Okay, whatever. So then I walk to the other side and I'm sitting there with the gimbal and I'm re-recording it with the plate carrier on and you know, um get to the last like 30 seconds of the video and then Clovertack walks up behind me and he just comes up behind me and like stands up on his tippy toes and he's like,
So you still couldn't see him.
don't don't listen to this guy. And I was like, okay, like I'm not doing this fucking video anymore. It's like, dude, Sabar, bro, congrats to you making babies. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Zanti Misfit, great to see you. Chenamemba, Senor Bob, Chenamemba, Mike McClune, the Goon, Chenamemba. Great to see all you guys. Mr. Z, another Chenamemba. Hey, Fluffy Bunny, too. All you guys running up in here, man. Tons of channel members, man. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you. DLD
Mr. Fluffy
this
Bunny Arsenal's here. Hey man.
Fluffy Bunny, yep, and he was out there too. Okay, this is important. And guys, should any of you have questions, what we'll do is Rich and I will pin the question and then we'll answer it, discuss it, and then we'll keep it moving to next questions. Dark, where did you drop the vid? I dropped the Anderson video on YouTube. So that's literally uploaded to my YouTube. But they don't tell you that because they don't send notifications out to my people. So for everyone out there, there's 50 something people in here, 53 people in here right now. If you go after the stream is done, if you go to my channel and click on the hard video uploads, just videos, there's different tabs, right? The video tab, you will literally see the Anderson video that I posted. Okay, so Z asks, DLD After Dark, have you seen the CZ Scorpion? I think it's the 3 plus micro. Are you familiar with that, Rich?
No.
So
No, I
imagine that.
think I've seen it. I think I've seen it on PSA.
So imagine this. What do you love about your Scorpion?
I hate to say it, Scorpion's not my favorite thing. Now, my VZ, what is it, or CZ58, whatever, VZ61. Sorry, that's I like.
The 32 ACP Scorpion, the
Yeah,
OG.
yeah. The OG Scorpion is killer,
Yeah.
literally.
Good night, G23. Appreciate you.
Plus, a lot of interesting technology, the way it was built. Um, I do love the look of the CZ Scorpion, the Evo. But it's kind of big, clunky. It's got a big mass for the bolt carrier, and
You feel it.
I gotta say, hands down, the AP5M, like the there's literally less kick with the roller delay blowback than a Glock. It's so beautiful,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's
especially with the Safety Harbor Firearms compact entry stock and my 3D printed Brace.
Brace. Yeah. Yeah. So here's what I'll say. It looks cool. It looks unique, but some of the things that made me fall in love with the Scorpion um, totally remove it from the realm of a like an actual plausible option. So they don't take standard CZ Scorpion magazines anymore.
Hmm.
They
Oh
only take
yeah, yeah.
the plus mags or whatever they are. Or there was some compatibility issue. I don't remember right offhand, but it was whack. They're explosive. Yes, they are explosively exciting. Look, some people have had out of battery detonations with them. I don't know if all of them are prone to exploding or some of them are prone to exploding, but um, I have the original CZ Scorpion Evo 3 S1. I wish I had the A1, but I have the S1. And once I got an MP5, much like Rich said,
Hmm.
my
Hmm.
subgun changed. I would much rather take the MP5 over the CZ Scorpion any day. I literally have both on the floor right here, right next to me. I would pick, and obviously I can't handle them because we're on a live stream on ShoeTube, but I would grab that MP5. It's smaller, it's smoother. The thing barely moves when you shoot it. It's great, and we all know
And
the
with the safety harbor compact entry stock, it's amazing.
yeah. And with my SP Tactical Brace, it's amazing. The only issue I have is that so having the first few generations of a Scorpion, you start to collect all the Scorpion mags and all the Scorpion parts and all this other shit, right? Then they
Hmm.
come out with 3+ micro or whatever, and then it's like, well, shit, none of my shit works with that anymore.
Yep.
So it's kind of a pain in the ass. So I wish these companies, unless you are making a massive advancement of
Yes.
sport, don't change anything. Like, don't change unless there is a true, like, a serious advancement. Don't change it. They should all take the same magazines. There should be nothing different about the magazines. Um, Aside from that, it does look cool. It does have like the what do you call it? Like the
Space gun.
yeah, I mean it's space gunny. It has like the squares milled out of the polymer. It's very light. It looks very futuristic. It's got like the appeal down. But knowing that if I ever got something like that, that I would bring it back to my house and zero of the Scorpion mags would fit in it, that kind of sucks, you know?
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's all. Anthony Smith, what's up, brother? Good to see you. How does short stroke gas piston compare to roller delay? Um, I mean, I guess in what way are you asking? Like, as far as like felt recoil, or because when you're looking at a short stroke gas piston, you're typically talking about a rifle chambered firearm. Whereas for like a roller delay, like subgun, like we're talking about, that felt recoil is going to be very different. Now, if you're talking like an HK, like the roller delay 5.56 versus a short stroke piston or something like that, they're probably similar. I don't know. I don't have enough time behind the like the HK, what, like HK 33s and HK 91s or 91s.
Yeah, I got a set me coming into my arsenal soon.
Nice. Yeah, you were building one recently, right?
Hmm.
Nice. Tim Hoppa says, "What's up, mofo's? Friday 9:30 Central Time. I will be on Red Dawn Readiness live stream, talking about radio for SHTF, daily use, and the world beyond Baofangs. I'll answer questions if you're radio curious." Nice, man. That's what's up.
Cool.
Z, it's an awesome PCC, so lightweight, and I've modded the hell out of mine. Which one we talking about here? Yes, Bob, that was the frag out vid. So Rich had referred to it as the booth video because we were at the Anderson booth, but yes, that was the frag out video. The other one I was talking about that I have not dropped yet is
Oh, did you drop the frag out video? Not the frag out video, but the other video with me at the booth.
no,
Okay.
no, we are absolutely not doing that. Okay, hold on. I hope this. Dang it! I keep clicking stuff. Xtar EP9 is the best PCC going. I'm gonna have to look into that. Rip Girl, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Douglas Bang, great to see you. Yeah, and look, so I don't want to totally deuce on the I guess the Micro 3 Pro or whatever. I'm just saying that like one of the things that we look for, especially when you're coming from a place of like preparation and if you have like the prepper mindset, then magazine commonality, ammo commonality, like that's a huge piece. Parts compatibility, if you already have a whole bunch of parts stocked up, like that shit's important, right? So the moment that they were like, hey, I got an idea, this gun that we have that has been like extremely successful, yeah, the one that literally changed the subgun slash PCC market forever. Let's change all of it. Like what?
Let's make sure there's no backwards compatibility at all.
Yeah, totally tarded. Dark, did you change the wedge and the roller delay bolt to adjust the lockup time when using a suppressor? No, I did not. Because I'm not running a cam on the MP5. But yes, you do need to change the degree of isn't it the ejector or something? Or no, breech fit, whatever it is. It's a degree difference. I don't remember right offhand what it is, but because me, Rich, and Crump all at the same time got like a crazy deal on these MP5Ks. They are MKE manufactured, imported by Century, and we got them for stupid cheap. And I guess that was probably like what, a year and a half ago, something like that.
Yeah, it was Christmas time.
Yeah. And we ended up getting those for like a really, really stupid cheap deal. But the models that we landed on are the M model, which were the ones that were designed for the briefcase. So to make them
Or a
small.
15-inch laptop case.
Yes, they also work very well with those. So they do not have threaded barrels or the tri-lug adapter on there. So you can't really run a can on it. You could get it machined and a spacer and all that stuff, but I'm not doing that. I got 100 other things I can run a can on if I wanted to. But yes, that is something you need to do with MP5s and MP5 clones. With the right trigger and a little trick, you can shoot really, really fast. Which one? Anthony Smith says recoil, reliability. My MPX-K is short stroke 9mm. Okay. Recoil, reliability. So I guess that's an interesting thing. I have not put enough rounds through the MP5 or the MPX to truly compare it to an MP5 and say like, okay, this is better for these things. However, I will say the only thing I can speak on that I know with like certainty is that from like a consumer standpoint, a regular dirty civilian, we're not going to run the gun like you know like a pro, right? Like people that are literally lugging around a long gun all day, every day, lugging around a sub gun, a machine gun all day, every day, and getting that daily use and abuse that most of these guns are for like SWAT guys or, whatever. We're just basically LARPers, we're dirty civilians. However, from like an extreme use standpoint, MP5s are 100% proven across the board for decades, decades, and decades, and they have not changed much. And there are reasons that it hasn't changed much because the original design was done so well. However, the MPX, they were trying to get a contract with the Secret Service very early on. I mean, like probably 8 to 10 years ago, and they were failing the longevity tests. Not to say that they're not good. I'm just saying that there were some things from like a longevity standpoint that they weren't passing the Secret Service. I guess they have very, very high standards for their subguns, and they just weren't passing the test. Now, from
Although
like,
they use a P90.
yeah, which is basically a freaking tank anyway, you know. But from a standpoint of like me, you, most dudes that are running, even though we shoot probably most, you know, more than most people, like we're not going to burn up the barrel on that thing. We're not going to, you know, torch it. And the things that they were doing to it from like a extreme, you know, what do you call it? Like torture test kind of thing. We're likely not going to be doing shit like that. So you probably don't have anything to worry about as far as our needs. Their needs are different. So I'm not saying like your gun isn't good. Your gun isn't. From the shooter's perspective, you need to make your own call and be like, okay, is the felt recoil better or worse? Can I get back on target faster with the MPX or the MP5? You know, I don't know. Personally, I would choose roller delay. I did choose roller delay, but I did not like compare the two side by side. So they is engineers after all. Yes. Yeah, it's the 80-degree wedge for the short barrel models. The standard barrel length doesn't need to modification run a can. Yeah, I don't know if the full size ones do. I know the MP5 SDs do not, obviously. Christmas deal 2 Christmases ago, MP5, MP5K N. Loki, what's up, bro? Dude, long time no see, man. Good to see you. Ripco readiness. I have the Zenith ZR5. Is that 5? Yeah, 5 standard length barrel, 8-inch, I believe, with a YHM R9 can, and it is a sweetheart to shoot. Yeah, those things, dude, suppressed, those things don't move. 147 grain, 158 grain, you know, even like 130, 135 grain subsonics, those things are stupid quiet. I secretly wish that I could suppress my MP5. I'm just saying, like, I'm not too worried about it just because I got a bunch of other 9mm subguns and other stuff that I can run a can on if I wanted to. But hey, you know, what do I know? Similar to the FTA standards, all buses approved for transit use have to pass testing at the facility in Altoona, PA. Interesting. Federal Transit Authority. Okay. For sure. Hope you've been well. You too, bro. Thank you, man. Good to see you. SS, is that Shadow Systems? Has low standards for protecting previous presidents. Oh, Secret Service. Yes, they have high standards for their subguns and terribly low standards for protecting former presidents. Okay, sorry. Did you want to get back on to the Trace article?
There's a Trace article?
I know, right? It's like when you see those videos with like super hot chicks holding a gun, and it's like there was a gun in the
There's a
video.
gun?
Yeah.
So Johnny B kicked off the summit with an event called Spicy Friday. They hate you and they hate America, but I'm not going to tone it down, Johnny B vowed before showing memes and chuckling to a crowd. One meme, Kamala Harris, hits the campaign trail, depicted a young woman in skin-tight blue dress soliciting a trucker. Another showed Big Mike Obama, I mean Michelle Obama, holding a sign that read, Black Dudes for Harris. Now, that guy had to be sitting there when you had your backpack.
Yeah, and he probably had no idea what it was.
I don't think he had any. Because if he did, I don't think he knew the Sleepy Roof or what that was either.
These guys were glorifying the death of an ATF agent. Dude, if he knew what it was,
He had no clue. It would have been written here.
100%. Like, he absolutely had no idea. Because if he's talking about stuff like that, as if it's like a huge, gross, whatchamacallit, like overstep, yeah, no.
Hmm. Hmm.
He would have been all over that shit. But because he had probably no idea what it was. Anyway, go on.
On an exhibition floor, firearms and accessory makers displayed a range of goods from hunting arms, self defense pistols, and AR 15 style rifles to Second Amendment themed bourbon, ballistics dummy, high powered rifle scopes because they're scary.
That must have been Gideon Optics, by the way. It had to have been Gideon Optics.
Mm, who else was there, optics wise? Anybody else?
I don't recall specifically any other optics companies there. I do recall a couple companies that had optics on rifles, but Gideon was like the one optics company that was like, by the way, if you use code Glowies, that is the number one most used code this month for Gideon Optics. If you use code Glowies, you save 10% off and you get free shipping. I'm just saying. There you go. Sorry, go ahead.
High powered rifle scopes. Browsers wore t shirts emblazoned with statements, not like printed on, but emblazoned with statements like ATF is gay. I saw that one. Taxes are gay. Didn't see that one. And
Didn't-
guns don't kill people. Feds do. One t shirt for sale identified the wearer as a waterboarding instructor. Also on display was a 1969 Ford Mustang driven by John Wick, a fictional hitman featured in a series of revenge fantasy films. Uh,
Wow. Does the guy not know the difference like between fiction, entertainment, and reality?
so, Star Wars, is that a revenge fantasy sci fi?
Dude, that's revenge prawn for real.
Hmm. Hmm.
Love he said, "Hold up. Y'all ain't voting for Kamala?"
What?
You would have had a picture of it 100%. I know you are PMAG fans. I have an assortment of metal and plastic AR mags. Tested out a new Korean metal mag today. It did fine. Any thoughts on aluminum mags? Yeah, we'll touch on that after this. Promise.
Ooh. So, Clover's throwing down.
I was just happy I got to see Dark. Rich, not so much. It's funny. I was just talking about you. I was just saying how I was filming that video, and you walked up and like stood up like over my shoulder, like, "Don't listen to this guy." And I was like, "I'm not doing this anymore." I deleted the video. Actually, no, I didn't delete it. I stopped recording. But please continue.
A fictional hitman featured in a series of revenge fantasy films that
Hold
has
up.
served as
Hold up.
product placement.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Rich. Fluffy Bunny just pointed something out that like literally blows my mind. What do they always call the AR-15 and the AK-47?
Assault weapons.
A weapon of war.
Yeah. Yeah.
They literally had a fucking Dishka there.
Oh, that's funny. That's
They had like the gun that is
the gun.
like bolted to Toyota Hilux trucks all over the world and just tearing. Oh, sorry, buddy. I think I'm being too loud for my dog. That are like tearing Americans in half across the globe. And he's focusing on shirts that say the ATF is gay. That's beautiful. Thank you, Fluffy Bunny, for bringing that up.
Good point. Good point. Waterboarding instructor, fictional hitman featured in a series of served as product placement vehicles for the firearms industry. So it's John Wick is product placement. Whatever. Nearby, a large poster showed Trump with a halo around his head, a bloodied ear, and a crown of rifle rounds.
The guy
His
I just have to say this real quick. I'm sorry, dude. I keep cutting you off. The guy that bought John Wick's car literally bought it with his own money, and he sells braces.
Yeah.
If the guy was trying to use John Wick's car to sell John Wick guns to fuel the revenge
He
prod,
doesn't even sell those guns.
he doesn't sell any of them. Literally, he doesn't even sell guns. Really, he
That
sells.
was Gearhead Works.
It was Gearhead Works who sells the tailhook braces, and by the way, his company has literally been destroyed single-handedly by the anti-gun lobby, and he's sitting here spending thousands of dollars on a cool car just so he can share it with other people. He's had that car shipped around from SHOT Show to shows all over the country, right? And like this dude is acting like he's using the car to sell John Wick guns. Like, did you see pit vipers there? Sand vipers there?
No, no,
Any
no.
20s? Did you see
No,
Benelli
no Terran Tactical anything. Yeah, no.
blocks? Yeah, no. This dude literally has no idea what he's talking about. I'm sorry.
And actually, I had a nice chat with him.
Yeah,
His first product was for an AUG, which I had no clue.
the charging handle. Yeah.
No, not the charging handle.
Hey,
The
QD.
it was a QD on the what is it, cross bolt or cross whatever that holds in the receiver, or
Yeah.
whatever you call that.
Yep.
The latch. I'm sorry, it's called the latch on
Which
the AUG.
very creative. When you look at it and like when he
Hmm.
explains it, it's like,
I'm like, what is this AUG doing here? He's like, oh, that was my first product. I'm like, no, that's so cool.
but he did also do a dope charging handle that's
Charging handle, yeah.
cool because, and I was like, so why did you do that? And he said, well, I had an AUG with an EOTech on it, and I kept banging my freaking knuckles into it
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
at
Mm-hmm.
a different angle. So I machined it. Like, I love how little problems and inconveniences fuel the industry, you know?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Product placement, nearby poster, yeah. Bloodied ear, crown of rifle rounds, his torso bare, tattooed, and muscular. It was God alone, the poster read, a reference to the belief among many attendees that a divine hand had saved the candidate from assassination. Who believes that? Put a one in the chat. Put a one in the chat. Whoever believes God saved Donald Trump.
I mean, he absolutely had something to do with it for sure. It, everything that happens and everything that doesn't happen is an element of God's plan. Does it mean that it's exclusively God's plan? I don't know, but either way, it was the work of the Lord. I just don't. I feel like that's
Mm-hmm.
above my pay grade to discuss. But yes, I totally agree that there's an element of God's will in there for sure with every single thing.
Steve Whoop says two. Let's see. On panel, speakers urged parents to take their kids out of public schools where the feminist education cult holds sway and the male spirit is crushed. Kids who stay in public school will ultimately reject their parents' values. An audience was told millennials are proof. They're voting for Kamala, a speaker said. They don't even know what bathroom to use.
So
GOA.
when he's referring to John Lovell talking about them pulling their kids out of public school and homeschooling and all that stuff.
GOA regional political directors held a discussion on organizing and describing how their real fight was not with Democrats, but with Republicans willing to strike deals. They're fine wearing the boots of oppression on the panelists said, as long as they get to do the curb stomping. Sam Paredes, a GOA member who runs Gun Owners of California, gave a talk highlighting the threat posted by radical humanists who he denounced as corrupt because they base their ethics on sources, not the supernatural. We are fighting evil, said Paredes, who advocated a combative stance when dealing with opponents. If you act by nature and respond politely, read one slide in his presentation. Read one slide in his presentation. Liberals will crush you. Behind the sometimes bizarre rants,
Loki says, "Dark, are your lives always just this rich guy now?" No, but thank you. If you attended more of them, you would know this, Loki. Sorry, I just had to say that was
yeah,
funny. Go
yeah.
ahead.
Behind the sometimes bizarre rants, there were deep political convictions summarized early in the summit by Knox County Mayor Glenn Jacobs, also known as Kane, in his pro wrestling days. Our Constitution contains a failsafe. Our Constitution contains what I call break glass in case of emergency clause. Our Constitution contains the Second Amendment. Hooyah!
That's fine.
Jacobs was clear.
I'm surprised he didn't go into Kane, whose history is riddled with, you know, what did he say? Revenge and violence, and because of the WWE
The,
stuff,
the
right? So
play acting.
yeah, because he's relating entertainment from stuff like
Right,
John
right, right. Wait,
to
yes.
the evil there. So of course,
Jacobs, who is clear that he does not want that glass broken, but views it as an essential deterrent. Any petty tyrant that thinks he and dreams that they can oppress us has to contend with their worst nightmare, he said. Millions of everyday people standing in opposition to them, armed to the teeth. Many at the summit saw Harris as a threat to continued vitality of that deterrent, not least because of her perceived determination to confiscate guns. Rallying gun owners to defeat her in November was the chief talking point of several speakers. Of course, animus in GOA ranks to Harris predates her rise to Democratic presidential candidate. The group's longtime attorney, William J. Olson, has supported a conspiracy theory that Harris does not even meet the Constitution's citizenship requirement for presidency. Speakers claim that they are 10 million hunters and gun owners in America who are not registered to vote. If gun owners of America show up on election day, they will wipe them out, said Kash Patel, who served on Trump's National Security Council and has promised that Trump will exact revenge on his enemies should he regain office. Now, was he going to kill them? Was he going to set them off to sea in a leaky boat? What was it?
it's going to be a bloodbath.
It's a bloodbath. That's
Yeah,
right, bloodbath.
so, um, let's see. Oh, also, Clint Eastwood, Gideon did drop a uh, first focal plane 1 to 6 or 1 to 10. I don't remember if it was 1 to 6 or 1 to 10, but that thing is nasty. Go check it out. I think it's already available. And
And I got to say, Mike knows everything about optics,
yeah,
period. So if you ever get a chance to talk to Mike at Gideon, oh man, that guy knows like an amazing amount of stuff.
he is packed with knowledge and information about the smallest things that like may seem insignificant, but he knows what's up, man. He's been in the optics game for a minute, and Gideon is not the first company he's been with.
And Mike was no fun because he was on the phone to China while we were there
Oh,
at the Gideon house.
I didn't even realize that. With the time
No,
difference,
no, he was pounding away at the computer like we're cutting up, making jokes, and
yeah, I wasn't even paying attention. I'm gonna have to shut it down here shortly because I got to get up my daughter's heading back to school in the AM. But I do want to address Agorizer's comment, and also before we wrap up, is there anything else specific with the article that you wanted to address?
well, it's funny the way he put it. Shall not be infringed. I don't know. From a little bit of hyperbole, from a little bit of hyperbole and twisting it to the negative, I don't think it was really that bad of an article. I hate to, I understand how he was trying to portray things to his audience,
Yeah, I don't think it's
but
a bad article. I think it's the information and the way it's spun is
Hmm. Hmm.
disingenuous. And Andy Lipscomb, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Yeah, I think it's wrong. But again, I mean, that's from my perspective, which I'm looking through a very different lens than than he is. So I get it. Yeah, I don't think it's not badly written. It's bad information, or it's not badly written. I don't even know the right way to say it. I think it's viewing everything through a skewed lens where he can't see things objectively because of his, you know, preconceived notions. We'll say that.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so Agorizer says, I know you are PMAG fans. I have an assortment of metal and polymer plastic AR mags. Tested out a new Korean metal mag today. It did fine. Any thoughts on aluminum mags? You pretty much have aluminum mags like mostly, right?
No, I think I got a mix. I think I might have more PMags than aluminum or steel.
Yeah. I don't even think I have. I may have a couple steel mags, but for the most part, I'm rolling. I have mostly P mags. When it comes to ARs, they're just like you can get them for $10 all day. And magazines, I think one of the things that's kind of like that's overlooked or forgotten is that magazines, much like ammunition and other things like that, they're consumables, right? So when you buy magazines for your guns, they're literal consumables that you will burn through, use, and trash, or not even like trash them, but like I'll throw a bunch that are super old and I haven't like worn out magazines necessarily, but I'll have like the place where I throw shitty mags where like if I need to go get them, then I can grab them. Or they're mags that you kick out and whatever. You may not like, go back and pick mags up or whatever. Or I've lost mags, left them at, friends' houses or the shooting range or whatever. For the most part, I prefer Magpul mags because of costs and shit like that. But metal mags like Duramags are great. I got a bunch of those. I got a bunch of the PSA.
Ooh,
Uh,
X-Tech makes a really good mag
they
for
do.
the AK.
Yep, they do for the AKs. For the AK mags, I have a bunch of steel mags, bunch of polymer mags. I only have a few P mags for the AKs. But man, I when it comes to ARs, I think you just got to get what you can when things are inexpensive. But if you're picking up,
They're inexpensive now.
they're inexpensive now. Um, but when you're getting stuff for, so okay, so let's say you can stop by like an Army Navy store or whatever, and you can get you know Colt mags for $6. Now those Colt mags have those shitty green followers in them that don't do very well. The anti-tilt followers that are not anti-tilt, right? If you put your finger down on the front of them, that shit's like right. If you get those for like $6, you're basically only using the body of the magazine and the spring because you're going to need to go get new followers and Magpul and some other companies like Duramag, C Products. They make those true non or anti-tilt followers that you can swap them out to, which I've done on a bunch of magazines. But like there's no point in doing that when you can literally go get complete mags that are brand new for $10. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I think if you happen to come across a bunch of them or get a bunch in like a trade or something like that, yeah, swap them out. Do I've done that before when I came across a bunch myself with the old green followers and the old brown followers. But there's really no reason to get those when these mags are basically $10. Have you ever seen the research on mag springs, keeping them full versus empty? Yes. It basically had shown that there's absolutely no difference on wear and tear of the life of a magazine, keeping them loaded. I keep all my AR mags, not all, I keep a large amount of AR mags loaded, and I keep them loaded to full capacity. When I say they're a consumable, I don't mean that like the springs wear out after time. I'm saying that like they get dropped, they get thrown, they get shit crammed in them, like mud, dirt, debris, whatever. The feed lips get damaged. They get left behind. So I'm saying look at them as a consumable, not like ammo where ammunition literally gets consumed and it's gone forever. I'm saying think of it in the very same way that after a while they're likely going to need to be refreshed or replaced or taken out of like duty, like rotation. I say duty, but I'm talking about like shit that you carry with you in your car, shit that you keep with you in your trunk or your car bag or whatever it is, your truck gun type stuff. Um, yeah, if that makes sense. But I would say PMags, Duramags, C products, whatever. And I mean, there are a bunch of other metal mags that are totally fine, but those PSA mags that have basically the same type of follower as the Magpul anti-tilt, the C products or Duramag anti-tilt. Those are good. I've used those. Those are fine. Um, let's address the amend two thing. Okay, so we were talking. We got some amend two magazines. Now we got those magazines because there were like fancy drawings on them that were literally done by a UV printer that was super cool. The process
Cool.
was cool. The dudes were cool. It was just cool, right? I would not personally use those for like go to war mags. I've heard that they're totally fine on their third generation. They're good to use, but they're probably just going to sit in the bag, hang up in the little ammo spot that I got, or be used as like range mags. And I'm sure Rich is probably thinking the same thing. Most
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
most shit's going down, go to war mags or whatever are just going to be standard like straight up black P mags or maybe some aluminum mags. 20 rounders, dude. I like 20 rounders. I don't have any 20 round metal mags. I would like, you know what? Somebody out there had a 40 round sand PMag and they were like, yeah, I'll sell it to you or whatever. If you're still out there, yes, I still want it. And if anyone out there has 20 round AR mags, I want those too. So let me know. And I'll buy them, I'll trade stuff or whatever. I'm just saying, I'm not expecting anyone to give me anything for free. I'm just saying. I never saw studies. There's actually a bunch of studies and videos out there regarding that. 20
The
round
spring. Yeah.
detective John Kimball, bro. Great to see you, man. 20 round AK mags are sexy, absolutely, especially the Hungarian metal tanker mags, which are exceptionally difficult to come by now. And when you do come by them, they're stupid expensive. They're basically like the same thing as those Circle 10 plum mags and OD green mags that you just you just don't find them anymore. So they're kind of crazy price. Let's see. I've not bought a mag since Playboy went out of circulation. Yeah, I still.
Playboy went out of circulation.
Are you still paying your monthly membership fees? I still I still pick up mags here and there. It's just like something. And Rich actually bought those mags for me. That was very kind of you, by the way, Rich. Rich was like, "Hold on. So you're telling me for 20 extra bucks, I can get him magazines too. Okay, all right, let's do it. I was like, yes, yes. But no, I don't know. I mean, the other thing is like I'm kind of in a unique situation to where, let's say you have a number, you have a standard of how many magazines you want for each firearm, right? Um, if your number is like 20 magazines, 10 magazines, 30 magazines, whatever your number is, I'm sitting on like 40 Glocks. So even if I have like 200 Glock mags, is that like enough? I
For
don't
your
have,
hobo army, yeah.
yeah, for the homeless person army. Exactly. Yikes. But yeah, it's for something like that. I'm not, I'm not going to have 20, 30 mags for every single gun. For something like the Glock 43X and the Glock 48, those are completely different magazines. So I am going to buy mags for shit like that. Is anyone
Exactly.
worried about Rich putting on lipstick, or was that lip gloss? Yeah, you need to be worried if he takes out like a little thing and it looks like a mascara thing and he's painting it on his lips like that. I think until then, we're probably okay. Buy mags by the case. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, when there's a good sale.
He puts his lotion on the skin. Yeah, I mean, I think magazines are something that you buy frequently, right? You don't need them all the time. Like P38 was saying, like you can store them loaded, you can store them loaded to capacity, and you can, run them all the time, load them back up, ride them hard, put them away wet. You're not going to have any issues with it. But I would still continue purchasing them similarly to how we purchase ammo frequently and without breaks. Just constantly, you know, buy stuff when you can. Rich, so is your long hair wig you got in the closet? Show us your long hair wig. I don't think you have a wig. You would, dude, you would totally use that for videos and shorts if you had a wig.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Rank the Glock Mag brand of reliable to range use, and same for rifle. Okay, so OEM is number one all day. Number two, anything non OEM, I would say the only ones that have proven themselves to me are Magpul. And I don't just assume that if I get a Magpul that it's good to go. That individual magazine has to prove itself to me. Same thing like Duramags have proven themselves to me, right? But when I go get um, Duramags, so I got these for the green Super Duty. I still, mark them up just so I know which ones are which and if they're good or not. Once each individual mag has proven itself to be reliable, because these are prone to problems and issues just like anything else. Um, Once these have proven themselves to me, then I can say, okay, this is this is a magazine that's good for like if shit pops off or whatever. Um, Outside of that, um, anything else is going to be a range mag. Either Magpul mags that aren't reliable, fully reliable, or have not proven themselves to you. KCI Korean mags, amend to straight trash, absolute trash. ETS mags, absolute trash. I would never, ever, if I was going to, I'll put it this way.
Just the same way I do YouTube shorts with high points and they get a lot of traction. I shoved an ETS mag in a gun waiting to get all sorts of hate and nobody said a word. I was so disappointed.
Dude, because people think they're so freaking cool. Because there was a point when translucent mags were like,
Legit, the spring will like S turn as you load it.
it will. It'll literally be like this in the bottom of the
Oh
mag,
no, I've had it like
like curly Q.
yes.
the amount of work we put into training with ammo and shot timers and drills, getting to like sub 1 second draw to first shot, sub 1.25 draw to first shot, sub 2 second bill drills, like the amount of work you put into that. If shit was about to pop off and you heard the beep, like in my head, every time I hear the beep, I say the word gun in my head, because I'm thinking of, like, I want that to be the indicator of beep gun, right, when I draw. Because when I'm out in the world and I'm like at, wherever at Walmart, if I see a dude drawing a gun or whatever, or like danger, I correlate it with danger, whatever, danger, gun, whatever. Anyway, if I were to draw my handgun to protect my life and the life of my family, and I had an ETS mag in my Glock, I would not feel comfortable. And you need to ask yourself those questions. Here's another thing. Polymer 80 started making Glock magazines because they were doing Glock stuff for a very long time. Not so much anymore. But I took a bunch. I was getting them for like $9 at one point. I took a bunch of them and I was like, let me see how they do. And I took like 4 or 5 of them to the shooting range, and guns that I knew, like Glocks that I had built, that had like a 100% track record of reliability, were all malfunctioning. So then I was like, okay, well, let's use different ammo, load up different ammo in there. Didn't matter. Every single thing that I was doing, it was rare that they worked flawlessly. KCI mags are a little bit better. KCI mags, when it comes to, I'm talking Glock mags. KCI mags were a little bit better, and I'm probably getting torn up in the comments. I don't really care. I'm not looking right now. But the reason that KCI mags are a little better than most is because KCI mags were literally made in Korea by the Korean military to their specs, because they couldn't get actual OEM Glock magazines over there. So they started making those, and those are tested to a much higher degree than like ETS or Amin 2 or whatever. Would I feel comfortable if I was drawing my gun out of my waistband to press out and shoot to save my life or the life of my family if I had a KCI magazine in my Glock? No. Would I feel better about that than an Min 2? Yeah, I would, but I still would want to run OEM. Especially, we're talking $30. But anyway, what's your experience with Glock mags?
Uh, like you said, factory Glock mags. I do have some KCI mags. They work good, but I would not, trust my life on them. I just use them when I want like a 33 round mag. That's that's pretty much it.
Yeah. Detective John Kimball, yes. So he says, excuse me, KCI AK mags are good. They just rust prematurely if you don't take care of them. KCI MP5 mags have been great. I've had zero issues with those.
Mm-hmm.
KCI, what were the other ones I tried? I tried a couple KCI mags and they were totally fine. But the only issues I've had with like OEM Glocks were when I was running off-brand magazines. Could have been ammo related, could have been magazine related, could have been both. But for $30, it's much better just to get the OEM magazines. AR mags, Magpul, and for aluminum mags, I'm gonna say Duramag, C Products, even like Colt mags and shit like that. If they're the old mags with the old followers, you're still going to potentially have an issue. So I would say only run stuff with, I would basically only run those. I don't have enough time behind like Lancer mags, Hex mags, all those. So I'm not going to recommend them. They could be great. I got the first few, I think like 3 to 5 Lancer mags. I haven't run any rounds through them at all. They could be great. They could be trash. I have no idea. I would love to hear what y'all have to say about them. Recoil Gunworks always has used LE Glock mags for like $14. Dang. I have a ton of them and they are barely used, if at all. Recoil Gunworks always has used LE Glock mags for like $14. I'm gonna have to look that up. That's pretty crazy. I mean, you really can't use a Glock mag to a point where it's dead, even if it's kind of beat up. Like I got some Glock mags that are 30 plus years old, and they're just a little more loose on the magazine, but they're good. They run. That's the most important thing. So it just you got to set your own standards for stuff like that, and do your own testing too. Like I should take the Lancer mags to the shooting range and actually like run a bunch through there. But even then, that's a small sample size. Let's see. Red Dawn says I recommend Lancer and MFT, especially their duty mag. No time behind the others. Stay away. So I have not put any time into Mission First Tactical. I looking at some of their other products. I probably prematurely wrote them off, but they're probably good. Um, Strike Industries came out with a 32 round AR mag. I have not used it. I heard that it works well. I think it's a 32 round mag. But I would honestly rather grab a $10 PMag and throw a $5 Strike or a +5 Strike EMP on it. It just makes more sense than me grabbing a Strike Industries complete magazine. But it's just you guys got to get what you get and run rounds through it and see if it works for you. If it if in your experience, if the mags that you have work, run them. And once they've proven themselves to you, and you know that they're going to run every time, as long as you have the right ammo in them, do your thing, man. Run them. I have +6 extensions on 2 Lancer mags. It's sweet. They run great. Nice. Yeah, as long as they run for you, man, and you can trust them, that's all that matters. You know, all the other shit is just like brand preference. I I love PMags, but it's not because I'm like a Magpul simp or because Magpul is so cool and tactical, and they just are cheap shits that work.
All right, Dark, we need to wrap.
All right. All right, let's wrap it up. Anything else you want to add before we go?
My dog's tired, wants to go to bed.
All right, well, I got to get up in 6 hours and some change. So we'll go ahead and wrap up on this note. I encourage every single one of you guys out there. We are living in crazy times. Okay. I would encourage all of you guys to take this time to get right with your families, get right with God. And if any of you guys out there have any questions about what that looks like, what does it look like getting right with God? What does that mean? Hit us up. You can hit up Rich offline. You can hit me up offline. Happy to talk to anybody about that. Um, Also, right now, we are literally under attack. Our culture is under attack, and it's important that we stand up for what's right and what's righteous, and as men be leaders in our family, leaders in our community, and we're all warriors of God, so continue to be that warrior. All right, and don't let anyone say, well, as a Christian you need to turn the other cheek, and fuck that. No, we are warriors of God, standing up for what's right and what's righteous. So, in that, it's important that we all identify the things that are important to us, have your own standards and expectations of who you are as a man. Okay. Some of the rules that I like to share with you guys. Hey, Joe Morris, good to see you, bud. Some of the rules that I like to share with you guys are rule number one, be kind. It's so important that we're kind in everything that we do. That brief interaction that you have with somebody else could have a massive impact on their life. So just be kind. Rule number two is to live a life of care, compassion, contribution, give to others. When you bless others, you become blessed because the hand that's open to give is open to receive. Rule number 3, because we know the only way for us to defeat evil is with good men skilled in violence. Make sure that you're becoming as highly skilled in violence as you possibly can be. And be safe, be dangerous, and keep that thing on you. And with that, I'll end on this last thing, okay? It was a message I got last night after I signed off the live stream. And it had said, what was it? To be peaceful, one could only be peaceful if one is capable of committing great violence. If one is not capable of committing great violence, they are not peaceful, they are harmless. And that is a serious distinction between the two. Don't be harmless, be peaceful, be capable of great violence, and have the discipline to not utilize it unless you need to for preservation of life. That's it. So with that, we're out. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate all the channel members, and y'all take it easy. And Rich, thank you for coming on as well. Take it easy.
Good night.
So weird to not have the intro to roll out or anything.
Oh yeah, right.
Good night. Good night, guys.
Good night.